Ambassador of Ukraine to the Philippines for her opening remarks.
Dear Undersecretary Charles Hussein, dear Apostolic Bishop Charles Brock, their Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, Dobre вечер, magandang gabi. There are moments in a nation's life that define its essence. For Ukraine, the declaration of our independence 34 years ago was such a moment. Tonight, as we gather here in Manila, thousands of kilometers away from Kyiv, we do so with the same unyielding spirit that brought our people to freedom in 1991, and which sustains us still through the trails of war. This evening is not only a celebration of sovereignty, it is a reaffirmation of courage, partnership, and the will to shape our shared future. We are especially grateful to be celebrating this occasion in the presence of dear friends. Allow me first to express my heartfelt appreciation to the Department of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Philippines represented here tonight. Thank you for standing with Ukraine in words and in action. I extend special gratitude to His Excellency Charles John Brown, Apostolic Nuncio and Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, for his presence and unwavering moral support, and to all the senior officials of the Philippine government, Philippine Parliament, members of the Diplomatic Corps, and esteemed guests gathered here. Your presence is both an honor and a symbol of a strong and growing ties between Ukraine and the Philippines. Our relationship, though young in its intensive phase, has gained remarkable momentum. The historic visit of the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelenskyy, to Manila on June 3rd last year was more than a milestone. It was a message to the world that Kyiv and Manila are ready to build a new era of cooperation. Since that moment, both sides have demonstrated clear intent and political will to bring our bilateral ties to a strategic level. Ukraine seeks peace, a peace that is just, lasting, and never purchased at the cost of submission. As we continue our resistance against aggression, we know that diplomacy is a vital front. It is in this spirit that we anticipate the launch of political consultations at the level of the Deputy Foreign Ministers. On July 29, a constructive phone conversation took place between Foreign Minister of Ukraine, Andriy Sybiha, and Secretary of Foreign Affairs of the Philippines, Mr. Zelenskyy. This dialogue reaffirmed the readiness of both nations to institutionalize the foreign policy engagement. We are specifically grateful to the Philippines for its principled support on multilateral platforms. Ukraine highly values the affirmative vote cast by the Philippines in support of our candidacy to the UNESCO Executive Board and to the United Nations Economic and Social Council for the 2026-2028. Ukraine, in turn, will extend its full support to the Philippines candidacy for a non-permanent seat on the UN Security Council for 2027-2028. Our teams are actively shaping a robust legal framework to underpin our cooperation. We have submitted to our Filipino colleagues several draft agreements, including an updated draft agreement on the establishment of the Joint Commission of Trade, Economic and Scientific Technical Cooperation, an MOU on agriculture cooperation, a memorandum on cyber defense, and a draft defense cooperation agreement. Each of these texts represents not just a legal document, but gateway to deeper and more structured collaboration. On the economic front, our trade relationship shows progress, but also remains an opportunity to grow. In 2024, total trade in goods stood at almost $70 million, with Ukrainian exports amounting to $12 million and imports from the Philippines totaling almost $57 million. In the first half of 2025, the figures remain consistent with this trend. Our principal exports, be it dairy products and pharmaceuticals, meet core needs of the Filipino market, while Ukraine imports high-value electronics and industrial components from the Philippines. The trade balance may not yet favor Ukraine, but it clearly points to mutual complementarity. We believe that the Philippine market could become a viable entry point for Ukrainian businesses into the Southeast Asia. For this, we need redoubled efforts to obtain the necessary certifications and the new import approvals. Both economics and policy, culture, and people-to-people ties are also flourishing. We look forward to the establishment of Ukrainian Studies at Manila and De La Salle universities. We proudly marked the inauguration of Ukrainian Bookshop at the National Library of Philippines, a small but powerful gesture of intellectual solidarity. Furthermore, we are actively facilitating sister city partnerships between Lviv and Kazan City and between Chernivtsi and Cebu. This evening is also an occasion to thank those who helped make Ukraine's presence felt in the Philippines. I wish to acknowledge and thank our dedicated honorary consul in Danang City, Betty Sang, and her wonderful team for their steadfast work. Herewith, I want to present a special order of merit from the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelenskyy, to Ms. Sang and her amazing team. So please give them a round of applause. Thank you. I am also delighted to recognize Mr. Putyesgo, our incoming honorary consul in Cebu. Welcome, Court. To other generous sponsors and partners, Planet Management Group, our official banking partner, Okura Hotel, Bataan Wine Cross Resort and Alba, Jack's Catering, San Miguel Brewery, Cruisers, J. Theaters, thank you for your valued support. I extend warm appreciation to the Halloween and Seraphim Choir of the University of the Philippines for the beautiful rendition of our national anthems, and to Mr. Vince Labora, whose performance tonight will add joy and soul to our celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, as Ukraine resists the brutal war of aggression, we do so with the conviction that freedom must be defended and peace must be earned with honor. The cost we pay each day is high, but our resilience is greater, and we draw strength not only from within, but from the solidarity of friends like Philippines. Today, I appeal to that solidarity once more. Should you wish to contribute to Ukraine's recovery, I invite you to support verified platforms such as United 24 or Zelenskyy Foundation and the Allies of Steel. Every donation, every rational support brings us one step closer to victory and recovery and peace. In closing, let me say this: while geography may divide our lands, it does not divide our aspirations. The friendship between Ukraine and Philippines is built not on proximity, but on shared principles of sovereignty, dignity, and hope. May our two nations continue to work together in the pursuit of progress, peace, and prosperity. Mahal ang Pilipinas, Slava Ukraini, thank you. Maraming salamat po.